must have been that last shot that
Put me under here. It's the second week of deer camp, and all the boys are here. What's up, fellas? Coming at you live here from Shakopee, Minnesota today. Celebrating another beautiful day here in Minnesota with this lovely 7 inches of snow we got. Good time of year, as the Youpers just said. Deer hunting's going on. Hopefully all of you guys out there have shot those 30-point bucks. Hold on here. Sorry, let me turn my bangers off here for a second. Got a little, probably can't hear me talking, so let me get rid of that here for you. All right, yeah, so like they said, second week of deer camp, which would mean that we are through 9 weeks. You heard me right, 9 weeks of the League 9. Another fun week in the books. We had some fun matchups, some impressive scores, both positively and negatively. Sorry, a pair of yoga pants walking out of the store there. Had to check it out. She was old. Let's dive right into it here. Week 9, we have matchups. First matchup, Don and Matt. Now, as I had said earlier, like I said, the scores this week were impressive on multiple fronts. Matt last week put up 76 points. Most of us would call that epically bad. I believe the lowest score ever scored in the league was like 69. But it was close to that last week. So you'd think Matt would, rally the troops, redeem himself, and put up a better score. Well, he did by like 0.5 points. He scored 77 this week. Don gets his third win of the year by beating Matt 124-77. Let's take a look at the matchup here. Don had Matty Ryan go off for 23 points. Stephon Diggs, 20 points. A couple other players did pretty decent for him. Not great. He sat Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, obviously we all knew that Teddy B was just going to go off. Didn't he run one in? And yeah, he had 2 passing touchdowns over 300 yards. Should have started too much time for Teddy, but hey, you didn't need him because Matt put up the weekly low score for the second week in a row, third time this year. But as we always say, Don, you didn't win, you just didn't lose. Matt, you had 23 points from Justin Herbert. I mean, that's a legit quarterback start. The next highest point getter on your team was 9, Justin Jefferson. So not good when you put up in the last 2 weeks the same amount of points. No, in the last 2 weeks you put up the same number of or fewer points than a lot of guys have put up all in 1 week. So not good. Matt 4 and 5 down to 7th place. Don 3 and 6, as I said, up to 9th place. Moving on to the next matchup, which would happen to be we're not on week 10. We're doing week 9. Buzzer and Nick. Buzzer lost to Nick 94-114. Brandon is 6 and 3, still in second place though. Nick is also 6 and 3, right behind Brandon in third place. Let's take a look at the matchup. Brandon had well, I mean, like we always say, 20 points is worth talking about, and nobody on his team scored 20 points, so no one we're talking about. Justin Jackson got him 0 points, which was not a good start, because if the guy is going to get you 0 points, you shouldn't start him. Brandon just probably shouldn't be giving you those free little tidbits, but apparently you need them. He sat Christian Kirk on his bench, who had 23 points. He would have been better than every single person on his team, including his quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. Nick, on the other hand, too many Ds for Brandon. 24 points out of Deshaun Watson, 33 points out of Devontae Adams on Thursday night. He had both of his running backs combined for 2.9 points, and he still beat Brandon. So Brandon, I mean, really, I shouldn't have even spent all the time on this matchup. I should have just said Nick's running back scored 3 points, and he beat Brandon. Nothing else needs to be said at that point. Yeah, those guys both in playoffs if they started today, which they do not. And speaking of scoring over 150 some odd points in 1 week, Mike, Mike, I don't know if it was the ribbing we gave you, if it was the atomic wedgie that Ben Lieber suggested we give you, or what it was, but something really kicked your ass into gear this week. Holy shit, 173 points. That's one of the highest points getting score things of the year for a week. Yeah. Beats Nate 107-172. Nate never stood a chance, obviously. Mike 3 and 6 and then up to 8th place. Nate 5 and 4 down to 5th. Take a look at the matchup here. We're gonna have to go through just about everybody on Mike's team. Kyler Murray 38 points. Tyreek Hill 33 points. DJ Chark 28 points. Travis Kelce 26 points. His running backs only got 10 points. And much like Nick, even though his running backs did dog shit, he still won his matchup. Nate, on the other hand, had Will Fuller go off for 21 points. Let's see if either of them had anything on their bench worth mentioning. No, there's nothing on either of these benches worth mentioning. So Nate is slowly trying to sneak his way out of playoffs. I believe, wasn't it like 2 or 3 weeks ago? Weren't you tied for perk, or like record-wise for first? I think you were in second, but now you're down to fifth. So no bueno for you. Let's see here. Next matchup we have, getting towards the matchup of the week. And the nice thing about these last 2 matchups is they were insanely close. Both matchups were decided by less than a point. One of them significantly less than a point. But let's dive into the first one. Hold on, I'm just getting some pulled up for something I want to talk about here in a second. But of course the internet here isn't working, so we're just going to go to the matchup. Perk and Corey. Corey, I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not. The only thing I'm mad about is that you didn't beat Perk. If it was anybody else, I really wouldn't have cared. But I'm kind of mad you didn't beat Perk. I think we're all kind of mad you didn't beat Perk. But only 2 of us have beat Perk so far this year, so join the club. Perk wins 141.04 to 140.2. Wins by, what would that be, 0.84 points? Dominating win by Matthew Perkinson. Let's take a look at the matchup. Ben Roethlisberger, who is now out because of COVID, 25 points. DK Metcalf, 24 points. Something called Dalvin Cook, 40 points. Well, 39 points. Yeah, I mean, when you get, what would that be here? Do some quick math. When you basically get 90 points out of 3 guys, I mean, that's pretty damn good. Corey, you tried your damnedest, though. I mean, I can't, if nothing else, I got to give you props on that. Russell Wilson, 24 points. Keenan Allen, 25 points. Terry McLaurin, 25 points. Juju Smith-Schuster, holy shit, he finally showed up, 21 points. Hey, Nate, I had him in one of my guillotine leagues. Or not guillotine, Jesus Christ, I've been eliminated from guillotine for how long? Hey, Perk, how's guillotine going? You got eliminated? No, I had him in one of my FanDuels, so I just thought Nate would like to know that. Yeah, otherwise, pretty close matchup. I would say so far this year, one of the closest matchups of the year. But there was an even closer matchup this week. And because it was so close, I specifically saved it for the matchup of the week. And that matchup was between me, myself, and I against Mitchell T. Novak. Mitch, 1 win this year, beat Don. So you don't really have a credible win under your belt, but you beat at least one person. So there's that. Jesus Christ. Sorry, snow's falling off my car, scaring the shit out of me. But you did beat one person. This week, you did not beat me. It was a solid effort on your part. I apologize if this is going to make you quit fantasy football like Nate Novak told me he's doing. He said he's so much better at parlays that he doesn't even think about doing fantasy anymore. Now, we all know what that means. He'll be back next year. He'll pay his $100 and he'll shut up, and then he'll whine. Just like he has the last 9 years. 8 years, whatever. I beat Mitch 114.9 to 114.48. I'm sorry, that sucks. And it came down to the final. I mean, I had Jamison Crowder going against New England. So 2 dog shit teams with a combined win total of 2. He caught that 20-yard touchdown in the first half. So I literally needed a catch for like 2 yards out of him. And I think, didn't I get a catch for like 6 yards or something? It's just something stupid. I got extremely lucky. I won't lie. But listen to my lineup and tell me how good it is. Josh Allen, 36 points. I think the high point getter of the... No, Dalvin Cook had more, sorry. Second high point getter of the week. A.J. Brown, 20 points. I mean, all my players did so good. I'm not even going to mention any more of them, but, I mean, you guys know how good my team is. And comically, Mitch also had 2 players do well, just like I did. Patty Mahomes, 31 point, and Christian McCaffrey. Hey, he came out of IR. He's ready to go, and 37 points, and right back on IR. Well, I don't know if he's on IR yet, but yeah, he's probably not going to play this next week. So, Mitch, now you know why we didn't take him. None of us took him in the first round, and why you got him with the 10th overall pick. Mitch, 1-8, down in 10th place still, just like you have been all year. I am 5-4 and officially in playoffs if they started today, which they do not. The thing I was trying to pull up here, and I got it now, is the magic number. So we have, we're starting to get there where some people can lock up a victory or a playoff spot in the next week. Perk's magic number is 2. Brandon and Nick, who are in second and third, their magic number is 3. Corey, Nate, and myself, who had the same record of 5 and 4, our magic number is 4. And the guy in 7th place, who, as a reminder, how this magic number works is your wins and the guy in 7th place losses. So right now, it's Matt in 7th place. He's the only one in 7th place. So if whoever's in 7th place next week, say Matt loses this week. Okay, let's say Matt loses this week. Let's say somehow he finds not to win, because there's no way that's going to happen. If Matt loses and Perk wins, he would lock up a playoff spot. And yeah, you guys know how magic number works. That's just how it works in this league. Anyways, point is, that's how it works. Since we're on week 10 this week, we are back to our initial matchup. So whoever you faced in week 1, you'll be facing in week 10. And which means I would be facing Perk. So everyone cheer for me. Everyone give me all of your good players, so we can knock Perk off the pedestal and, bring him back down to earth. Not that any of us are worried about playing him in playoffs. Honestly, at this point, I would rather play Mitch in regular season than Perk in playoffs, because Mitch in regular season scares me more than Perk does in playoffs. So, yep, there's a week 9 recap. Sorry for the delay. I was deer hunting yesterday. I don't want to talk about it. But, yeah, so we will see you in 6 days. See you guys.